And in Kaduna State, a land battling security challenges such as kidnapping for ransom and killing of innocent citizens, clerics have urged the government to put more measures in place towards protection of lives and property. About 100 persons are still being held captive after criminal gangs attacked a train coming to the state from Abuja last month. Correspondent Lupe Asom reports.
Beautiful renditions from different choirs, all celebrating the resurrection of their Lord, Jesus Christ. There were also ministrations by individuals who gathered in churches for the Easter service. But an underlying gloom still pervades the state, with several residents still in fear following series of killings and abduction of people. Clerics such as Bishop of Kaduna Anglican Communion, Timothy Yahya, is worried the country is in a state of war. He appeals to the president to sit up and evolve more strategies towards the protection of lives and property.
Citizens of this country are in the hands of terrorists. Mr. President should sit up. If you take the statistics of the number of soldiers and police being killed, you will know we are in a state of war. Federal infrastructures are being vandalized and attacked on a daily basis. I think there should be a national emergency. Call on the Reserve Army of Nigeria. Recruit more young people. Apart from that, technology should be deployed. Surveillance cameras all over the place.
Elsewhere, other clerics are optimistic that there is hope for better days.
And our declaration that better days are here for our state. Better days when it comes to peace, better days when it comes to security, better days when it comes to economy, and restoration of the glory and the praise of Kaduna State. And we trust God that things will change.
Prayers were said for Kaduna State, the country, and all those in leadership positions. They hope that in no distant time, peace will be restored to the country. Lupe Asom, TVC News, Kaduna.
And joining me now to discuss the insecurity situation in the country, which unfortunately mars what should otherwise have been a joyous time for Christians, is a security and intelligence consultant, Adam Sabu. Good to have you join us. Can you hear me, Adam Sabu?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, and it's my pleasure to be with you this afternoon.
All right, thank you. I just want to, because I read a report, I think it was this morning I saw that report, where it states, security report, where it stated that about 215 people were killed last week as a result of insecurity in the country. When you compare that to the previous week, where it was about 25 people who were killed across the country as a result of insecurity. But let's be clear that just one life, it's a lot to lose because of this menace. But what's your assessment of the situation in terms of the increasing number of casualties we're recording?
Well, what the increasing number of casualties have indicated that the bandits, the terrorists, kidnappers, the ritualists, whatever you call them, they are not abating in any way. And the measures that we have been putting in place, as much as we are trying, has not been able to bring them down. If you look at, let me leave the Northeast. If you look at the Southeast, I mean, what has happened there in the last few days, I mean, is greatly worrisome. So much that they have even the infantry to go and attack a sitting governor in his hometown. And if we take Kaduna State, it has not abated. Plateau has not abated. Even Benue, it has not abated. And of course, Niger, it has not abated. So the measures we are putting in place, considering our resources all around, has not been able to bring the desired control of the security situation, of the bandits to the level that the citizens can think they are complacent with it. So that's where we are.
I wonder exactly, because you said the measures we are putting in place isn't yielding the necessary results. What exactly do you think is wrong with the measures that we have put in place?
Well, what is wrong now, as we have been saying, is that first and foremost, our capacity, to deal with the situation all over the country is not enough. The first report you read about the combined operation that took place in the Northeast, do we have that capacity in terms of personnel and resources to carry out simultaneous operations like that in the areas that we have this crisis? Do we have that capacity to deal with a situation like that in the Southeast? Do we have it to deal with the situation in Niger? Do we have it to deal with the situation in Benue, Plateau, and all the like? So it's just like when a governor said that we should deal with them in the forest simultaneously in the past. Do we have the men and materials to do that? If you ask me, I will say no. It's obvious that the number, in terms of number, they are outnumbering the security forces. So the measures are still not enough. I think that is some of the reasons why we are not there. And Nigerians have been beaten to remain silent. And I think the earlier we rise up in support of government security forces, in terms of the civilian JTF across the country, I think the better.
And it's interesting you brought that up, because when it comes to the fight against insurgency, which is the Boko Haram terrorists and the ISWAP terrorists as well, we've seen that collaboration between the MN JTF and the Civilian Joint Task Force. But when it comes to banditry, we haven't recorded that level of coordination among security agencies. Why do you think that is, especially when it comes to fighting banditry, not just even in the north, but also not just even in the south rather, but also in the north?
Yeah, it is not because that cooperation is not there, but what do they have in terms of capacity to deal with the situation as it were? If you take the number of, if you take Niger State, for instance, you have the military, you have the police, you have the civil defense. If they want to carry out simultaneous operations in Niger State, for instance, I'm using that as an example. How many personnel do each of these agencies have to deploy in the various local governments that these bandits are operating simultaneously? Certainly, they will have to number them. And that is why, in most cases, as much as they try, you will think it's not enough. For me, the security agencies are doing fantastic job in view of their number and in view of resources available to them.
And these conversations continue every day. We hope that one day, when we're talking about this, it will be in light of positive results. We're looking forward to that day. Thank you so much for talking to us, security and intelligence consultant Adams Abu.